Hello, how are you today? Let's make sure the text alerts all went. It is Tuesday. It's time for Tutorial Tuesday. This is Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. Housekeeping thing at the beginning of the video. If you haven't signed up for text alerts yet, you can text the word livestream to 540-870-0726. How are you guys today? It is nice, but chilly and crisp where I am. So I hope it is nice for you as well where you are. This morning, what we're going to do is just quickly go over what we're going to work on tonight in case you want to join in the decorating fun. A few weeks back, one of the group members, Miss Sally OL, shared with us this turkey cutter, this really large turkey cutter metal that she found on Amazon. I believe is where she initially found it, or she tracked it down on Amazon so I could also order it. But we're going to do this really cool big turkey, which would be great as a centerpiece item for Thanksgiving, which is right around the corner. So this week for sure, potentially next week, we're going to slip into fall again before we go back into Christmas and go full hilt Christmas. But I will say this, if my schedule works out, I have a lot of things going on the next couple of days. If my schedule works out, I may sneak in an extra fall video this week outside of our normal videos. Hey, Jen, how are you? I may sneak in another tutorial this week because we also want to do this cool cornucopia. So I'm going to show you that. And then I'll show you that tonight, and then a pumpkin set that can go in a BRP 5-inch by 12-inch box. So, hey. So right now, you guys, you're totally okay because this is going to be a quick one. I'm just going to go over for supplies for tonight, and then I have to head in and bake 240 cookies. Hopefully that will go fast. All right. So let's talk about this turkey cookie cutter. It was available on Amazon. If Sally's with us, she can drop the link in. Hey, you guys, it's good to see you. Hi, Jennifer. Hello, Becky. Charlotte, we'll catch up with you tonight. So don't worry, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hi, Tracy. Hello, Barbie. Hi, Michelle. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hey, Kat. It's showing it's broadcasting to Snack Attack, so maybe just go out and come back in because I can see it on my phone in Snack Attack. It shows that, and I also checked it on the YouTube page. So maybe just check one more time. Let me look again and make sure because I'm pretty sure that's where I'm watching extra comments from. It's so weird what's been going on with Facebook all throughout the weekend. Just super weird stuff happening. Let's see. Let me see. Well, I see. That's so odd, you guys. Thank you for saying that because now that I refreshed and went back in, what I am seeing, hold on, let me see if this works. For some reason, it put my post, when I refreshed, it put it as a sale. Now it's there, you guys. You can go in. Okay, so this is one of the things that's been happening in the update. So if you guys live stream, you should really watch out for this. Hey, Mary Lynn, how are you? Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Laura. One of the things that's been happening if you live stream, when you post a stream as a future event coming up, then if there's anything in there that Facebook is picking up on where something might be for sale, it's changing your format to a sale format. So if it refreshes and goes to the sale format, then it's not allowing the video to be played. So then as the poster, you have to go back in and change that off of sale format, and then the video will pop up. So if you refresh now, Kat, you're good to go. And thank you for telling me that because a minute ago it was just fine, but it updated it and made it look like it was something we were selling, and we're not. So anyway, let's jump back on this because those 240 cookies are not going to bake themselves. And I don't normally work in the shop on my day off. My live streaming day is my day that I get to just create things for you guys. But today it is necessary in order to get everything done on time. So let's talk turkey. I love this turkey. My dad, when I was a kid, used to collect these really fancy wild turkey decanters. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but they're sculpted decanters. He never ever opened them, didn't consume any of the alcohol. He just liked the wild turkey decanters. And this was one of the designs. This shape is one of the designs from one of the oldest things of that. So when Sally showed me this, I was like, oh, I'm totally making that. It's so pretty. So this wild turkey, that, just so you know, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I adjusted. So this is 7.5 inches wide, and tallest part 7 inches. So just figure roughly 7 by 7. This is a really big cookie. You can see it next to my hand. It's really large. You could cut this up when you're baking and make it a puzzle cookie. However, I figure Thanksgiving dinner, everybody's family, I want to do this really cool design on here for you today, because I'm going to show you a technique that we're going to be using later for Christmas. But you could just break the cookie, break it apart when it's time to serve it, right? More like a, like doing a fortune cookie or something like that. So we're going to do this large. Also, I should tell you, be prepared for this tonight. I baked 2 of them so that I could do a set facing each other. Okay. So it is an enormous cookie. It is also a metal cookie cutter. If you are watching this and you're like, wait a minute, I ordered that cookie cutter in when you told us about it, and mine has all these little teardrop things in the tail. Okay, I have to tell you this. I don't like cutout pieces like that for the design that I wanted to do. So I just actually took a pair of pliers like this. This, very easy. Put gloves on so you don't hurt yourself, right? I don't want anybody to get cut. But I just I grabbed a hold of where those things were attached, and I worked it back and forth, and I popped those out. Now, I did save the little teardrop cutters because they're perfect for something I have coming up in April, but I wanted the full outline of the cookie. So if you have the cutter and you want to keep the cutouts, you absolutely can. You're just going to have to work a little bit differently tonight to do the design that we're going to do. So I'm going to flip this guy so that I can talk you through what we're going to do tonight, because I'm right-handed, so it'll just make it easier for you to understand on camera. But for class tonight, if you're going to decorate with me, go ahead and have your cookie baked, or take a screenshot of this, do an outline on a cake board, and you can work on a cake board if you want to just practice the techniques. But you're going to need some orange. First of all, let's just start down the colors. We're basically just going to use 4 colors tonight. We're going to be using red, orange, and yellow, and a brown. Now, your red and yellow, of course, will make orange if you want to do that. I have them all here, so I wouldn't forget to tell you. But you need thick consistency icing for everything we're doing tonight, okay? So we're going to be doing some scraping on this area of the cookie. So we'll be getting some brown background. Then we're going to be using our red, orange, and yellow colors to create beautiful plumage for the turkey here and for the wing. We're going to do a downward wing, just like this would be on in regular turkey pictures, okay? Then for his head, we're going to do a little bit of sculpting if you choose to. It is not necessary. So have a little bit of red fondant mixed up. I'm going to add a little more red in and make this whole ball red. And the warbler that the turkeys have, I was going to sculpt that for you tonight using fondant so you had a little extra dimension on your cookie. But you totally could do that in sculpting either thick royal red icing, or you could just do a flood to get it to do this part in the red as well, okay? And then we'll be using a little orange for the beak. If you have, it'll save you mixing up a color. If you have one of the black PME beads, like probably a 4 to 7 millimeter, you need one little bead or one something like that. Or you can have your edible ink marker handy, and you can draw that on tomorrow over the area that we're going to ice, okay? But that's it for tonight's project. But it is good. Oh, well, actually, one more thing I want you to have. If you've received any of my kits, you've gotten and at least one of the kits over the last 6 months, you've gotten a baby spoon. So you need something shaped like this. Now, if you have a rounded, small cake palette knife, that will work the same. Or a very small spoon. It has to be a small spoon, okay? Something like this. Or if you have, it would work, and you probably have them from the kits, but I don't recommend this because they're honestly a little too flimsy depending on your icing consistency. But if you have a pipette, you could use this rounded end of the large pipettes, okay, if you have that. Or maybe if you have like a really big handle paintbrush, you could use the end of a handle of a paintbrush. But if you have one of the small, like the 6-inch long rounded tip cake palette knives, that's going to work best for you because of the technique that we're going to do for the tail plumage and the wing. Okay. So really you'll need 2 sizes because this one we're going to do a little smaller. So if you had a large paintbrush like this, then you'd need something smaller like this, right? So just think about 2 sizes. Now, if you're using the baby spoon, you can make it work because you can use this for your smaller area because it's more pointed, and you can use this for the large tail area, okay? So anybody have any questions about what we're going to be doing tonight on the turkey? Hit me with questions on the turkey, and then I'm going to show you the other 2 things I want to try to do within the next couple of days, because I think they would be some fun things for you to do Thanksgiving Day. If you want to have created some DIY kits for your family Thanksgiving Day, I think it would be fun and some easy things you could teach the kids to do if you want to have something like that. I don't know. Some people are really neurotic about Thanksgiving, and it has to be perfect and nothing can be out of place, and everything has to be perfect, beautiful place settings, and not a hair is out of place for the whole event. And other people are like, hey, my family's together. Let's have fun, create all these like messy memories. Like they have different ways that they know, hey, Heather, different ways that their families remember things. So one of the things, I'm not seeing any questions. Hey, Harriet, how are you? So I'm going to show you this real quick. This is from a large metal leaf cutter, a Wilton leaf cutter. So this is actually a leaf, and I'll bring the metal cutter home with me tonight. So I took this and did a cutout, and before I baked it, I trimmed off just this little point right here, okay, to make us a cornucopia, so you didn't have to buy a specific cornucopia cutter. The other way you can create a cornucopia for tonight is literally just take a pizza knife, do a swipe up, do a swipe in, and then make that little curve and come back. And this will be our shape for the cornucopia. So depending on how long, hey, Allison, depending on how long it takes us to do the turkey tonight will determine whether we do the beginning or all of a cornucopia tonight. Okay. This may have to be a separate video, but we'll be using the same colors, except that we'll need a thick green. Okay. So the only other color we'll really be adding in over here is we'll add a thick green. So if you want to have that ready, you can have that ready tonight too. And then this is such a fun cookie. I've been wanting to do this for a year, but I have not had time to work it in. This cutter came from Dots and Bows. Let me move these things out of the way and get it its own shot. This is the one I'm going to be working in as a bonus this week because it's going to involve probably some airbrushing, some pressure piping. Like I've got several things planned because we have multiple layers. So this is the topiary base, if you'll allow me to call it that. It's a pumpkin topiary, and it fits perfectly. If you don't have this, it's on their site. It came out last year, but it fits perfectly in the BRP 12-inch by 5-inch box. And let me just confirm that again, but I'm almost positive that's what I used for it last year. Yeah, it'll go perfect in the 12 by 5-inch box if you have that. So tonight, we won't get to this one tonight, but if you want to go ahead and order this cutter, like in their Friday sale or something, you definitely can. But this is the bonus tutorial I'm going to try to work in. So I can't tell you exactly when it's going to be because I'm just going to pop on and do it one night when my schedule this week settles down just a little bit. Okay. So, but we are doing it fall. We're done with Halloween. Hey, Sally, how are you? Sally, did you just jump on? Did you see what we're doing tonight? We're doing your turkey, the great big turkey. So it's at the beginning of the video if you just popped on. And then I just showed everybody this big leaf cutter. And this is big, you guys. This is from a set I ordered in for something else last year. It's a 5 1/4 on the length. And the overall height on this guy is 3.5 inches. So this is big. So I showed them this. and showed them how to cut it down to make us a cornucopia shape if you don't have one already, okay? So this is our big turkey for tonight. Now, and I'm not going to make my 2 turkeys match. If we get time to do 2 turkeys tonight, I'm going to show you the technique is something we haven't done before, but the technique for the plumage on the tail and the wing. I don't know why I couldn't think of what to call it. Pretty quick, Harriet. I mean, like they ship within a couple of days, and they also have STL files for anybody who can print their own printers. So we're going to do that technique. This part will be the same, but I also figured out how to turn his head to make him facing you, to make him a more cutesy turkey, if you'll allow me that, that little change tonight. And then the warbler will still work right here with that. So if we get time to do 2, we're going to do one that looks very serious and fall looking and very much like what you see on plates and napkins and all of that sort of thing. And then we'll do another one that has a cutesy face right here if we get time. Okay. All right. Now look, this may be the quickest video ever on record. We've only been on for 17 minutes. How fun is that? So let's review. This is the one we're going to do tonight. So if you want to take a screenshot real quick and then print that out, do an outline on a cake board if you don't want to bake the cookie. It's a large cookie. If you want to do it to scale with us tonight, just one more time, it's 7 inches by just 7 by 7. It's really like 7 1/4 by 7 1/4, but plan for 7 by 7. And you need to have thick consistency icing, red, orange, yellow, and brown for this guy for tonight. And then you'll need a boo-boo stick to do some of the texturing we're going to do on the body. And you will need one kind, we call it a wobbler. It is the waddle, but we call it a wobbler. I guess that's from when we were kids. I'm glad you picked up on that. I probably should have told you that. So you'll need a rounded tool. I'm suggesting that if you have one of the 6-inch rounded tip cake palette knives, that you use that. That will work best. But if not, don't go buy that. That's $6 or $7 you don't need to spend. You can get by with using one of the baby spoons or the other items I described at the beginning of the video. So you are all set right here, okay? And if you don't have orange, don't run out and buy orange. As long as you have red and yellow, you can make a shade of orange. As long as it's different from your yellow, it'll work perfect, okay? So, and this says espresso, but it just happens to be the brown that I have nearby. If you have Buckeye Brown from Chef Master, use that. If you have Hobby Lobby Chocolate Brown, use that. I wouldn't go too dark on your brown, though. I wouldn't make it tan because it is a turkey, but I wouldn't go so dark that you're like questioning, is that brown or is that black? That's a little too dark for the icing, okay? All right, well, I'm going to jump off. I'm going in to bake a bunch of cookies, a whole bunch of cookies. Like I think it's 20 dozen cookies I have to get done before I come back to you tonight. So I will be seeing you later this evening, and I hope you all have an absolutely fabulous day. Check the comments. Sally, if you don't mind dropping a link in for them for the turkey cutter on Amazon, or Jennifer, if you have that, either one of you, I would love that. And if I did not look the link up for this. This was just something I got on Amazon last year, but it is definitely a leaf, a metal leaf, and I believe it was Ann Clark. And we may not get to this one tonight, so I'll have time to research it for you because I expect we're going to do 2 turkeys, but we'll see. You know, life is funny. Things come at you. It's chilly in Houston. It's actually really nice where I am at 70 degrees where I am, which I thought it would be cold all week, but it's nice. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off and go bake some cookies. I'll be seeing you again tonight. Please leave any questions in the comments and I'll check it again in about an hour. And I hope you are all having a fantastic week in November. See ya.